Mic check, mic check. Okay. All right. Looks good. Sounds good. Here we go. Hello, everyone. I'm Restray Alk, your favorite Locomotive Tsukumogami who is inexplicably not visible. What's going on here? Camera, there we are. Maybe? Yeah, there we go. All right. That's more like it. I didn't plan on making this week all about model railroading, but I wasn't going to stop working on the Z Shorty layout until it was done, and who waits until after Halloween to review a Halloween train set? Not me. Not me. That'd be weird, right? Would it be weird? I don't know. Well, anyway. Today we're looking at the Wicked Night Flyer by Microtrains. This is the first thing that I've actually bought from Microtrains, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, never had anything of theirs before, so I was excited to see this when they announced it, and figured I would pick it up. Because I like Halloween. I think it's a lot of just good fun. Yeah. I should have written a script, but every time I tried, I just kind of stared at the document for a while and confused myself. So before we get into the interview proper, there is one thing that I want to talk about, just as like a disclosure type situation, and that is this. When I received the Wicked Night Flyer from Microtrains, this 23,500 gallon tank car that, as you can see, has been factory weathered, was also in the box with a little sticker on the back of the jewel case thanking me for the order. I don't know if that's something they always do when you order a train set, or did they see that this was my first order, or was it just at random? I'm not sure. But I figured I would just bring it up in case somebody thought that the inclusion of a little extra free car might influence my review, Yeah, just in case. Gotta be honest about that sort of thing, right? Anyway. There we go. Yeah, here's the whole set inside of its foam nest. Locomotive, the flat car with the Witch's Spellbook and Cauldron load. The Cauldron itself next to the Haikyuu boxcar, passenger car, and caboose. They all nestle in there really nicely. Notably, the flat car's load is separate from the car itself. So I guess you could put a different load on the flat car if you wanted. I'm not sure why you would. They kind of are meant to be a pair, but yeah. You can if you want to, I suppose. To be honest, I haven't had a flat car before, so I was a little surprised that there didn't seem to be any way to make the platform, the load there, stay on. I ended up just using masking tape that I folded over and stuck on there. That seems to hold it on well enough, and it's easily removable when it's time to go back in the nest. So, next, the main thing here is, of course, the decoration. It's not prototypical at all. So, I mean, if you're adamant on having all your trains be very prototypical and accurate to real life, the set's not for you, but it is very nicely done. So let's get a closer look at the locomotive. A EMD F7, I believe. Definitely one of the F series. With just a big old bat and a jack-o'-lantern on the side. The name of the train, Wicked Night Flyer. This is a very well printed bit of decoration here. I was really impressed when I got this. I wasn't sure, because when I pre-ordered it, they just had the concept art. They didn't actually have the photos yet. So I felt like I was maybe taking a risk. You know, I wasn't sure it would live up to the advertised imagery, but it looks really good. Absolutely beautiful. Definitely multiple layers. There's a slight three-dimensionalness to it. You can see it on the tree on the left there, just a little bit, so that's nice as well. And because it's printed on rather than just being like a sticker or something, all the detail shows through. The vents are clearly visible, the doors, all that good stuff. Now, it's really only the sides that are printed on. The top and the front and the back are just black, and that's true of the whole set. The sides are really where all the good-looking stuff is. Which makes sense. The side is what you're going to be looking at the most, I think. So, might as well focus on that. What do I have next? Like I said, I forgot the order. Here we go, the flatbed. This is what really caught my eye. The cauldron with the light in it, the spell book. Very, very Halloween-centric. Halloween-themed, I guess, is the term I'm looking for. I had the LED on. You can't really see it too well because all the lights are kind of drowning it out. I've got some footage that I'll play later where I had all the lights in the room off, so the LED will be much more visible. Now, one particular thing I do want to note, as you can see, the spellbook is blank. Now, you can look at that as either a problem or an opportunity, I guess, and I know people will probably, disagree on that. Viewed as a problem, we could say that, this large of a book or a surface should have some kind of decoration on it, some kind of Halloween themed goings-on in there, rather than just blank pages. Viewed as an opportunity, I can get out my finest tipped paintbrush and a couple different colors of paint and draw my own, or paint my own, magic sigils, or like pumpkins or ghosts, whatever I feel like putting in there. I actually have a few ideas that I'm bouncing around in my head that I might do. I need to make up my mind because there is only so much space in there. Also, on the left, there's an animal skull that's just painted the same color as the rest of the surface there. I might just dry brush some white on that while I've got my paints out, just to help it stand out, and maybe something with the logs for the fire as well, just to help them stand out a little more and give it that little extra visual pop. Although if I'm running it with the lights off, I guess we won't worry about that too much. But honestly, I think with this set, you're going to want to alternate. The locomotive has a nice bright light in it, and the cauldron light, of course, looks best with the lights out. But then you can't see the decoration on the set, so maybe you want your lights on for that. I think I'll end up switching between those two choices. Yes, I have completely forgotten what order these slides are in. I should have at least written that down, I guess. Let's see what's next. The passenger car. Yes. We've got spooky guy over there on the left near the cemetery. We've got that big old mansion. More bats, more dead trees. This is beautiful decoration. I've said that already, and I'm going to repeat myself on that. This looks great. I'm very happy with the set visually. The whole set is nice. The theming is very good. They didn't go too dark with it. You can see the details, mostly because that sky is nice and blue. The glow in the windows of the house looks nice. It's just painted on. There's no actual light in there. Although, glow-in-the-dark paint might not fly too well on a surface that small, just those windows. That just occurred to me. I could maybe put some glow-in-the-dark paint on there, but yeah, I don't know how well it would do. I would want to experiment on something a little more, something I was more willing to accidentally make look bad, because I would not want to detract from this art in any way. Yeah, this is a... I'm not even sure what kind of passenger car this is. Notably, they omitted the windows so that they could get the decoration all along the side there. Which I think was a good move, because if you had... the windows would pretty much just be big holes in the top half of that image, and you wouldn't want to lose that. So I think they made the right choice there by not having the windows. Here's our high cube boxcar, 40 foot. The big giant moon in the background, and of course the witch on her broomstick. The cat with the glowing eyes over there, the giant spider. Well, not too giant, definitely larger than average, but certainly not the size of a Volkswagen or anything. I think this might be my favorite of the cars. Just the giant moon in the background is... I really love it. It's beautiful, I think. Yeah. Not much else to say, you know. That dark blue sky, more bats, more dead trees. You'll notice something off in the right there. Right near the edge. Oh, you might not be able to see my cursor, so I can't point at it for you. Something's there. Is that someone holding a scythe? I'm not even sure. Maybe we'll take a closer look at that. When I'm off stream, I'll grab like a magnifying glass and get a real close look at that. Something's going on there. Something's going on there. Next up is the caboose. Probably could have zoomed in a little on that with my camera, but you know. Guy being chased by some kind of a wolf-like creature and many more wolves down below. Glazing in the windows. The ladders are nice and separately fitted. But mostly we're looking at that picture, and the glow off the lamps again, that's very nice. That guy's gonna have a bad night though. He's in trouble. So, is this the last picture I took? It was. Okay. Let's loop around to this one again. There we are. Yeah, visually it's a beautiful set. You can put that on your layout and it'll just look great. Mechanically, we need to talk about that a little, because that's where kind of some of the downsides come in. First, and this is probably a very petty thing, and I'm sure people will tell me it's a very petty thing, but all the rolling stock has got plastic wheels, which I think Microtrains does as standard because the tank car has plastic wheels as well. I prefer metal wheels. Not enough that it's a deal breaker. I'm not gonna get mad or like demand metal wheels be put on or anything like that, but I will get out my box of metal wheels and see if I have enough to replace them all. Yeah, metal wheels add a little bit of extra weight and they help them roll freely, just a little better freewheeling. Although the rolling stock in this set doesn't have a problem with freewheeling at all. Metal wheels help on turnouts too, with that just little bit of extra weight to help keep it stable. The tank car has actually been a little unnervingly wobbly on my turnouts, because I think in part because of its plastic wheels. So yeah, I'll give it just those few grams of extra weight with the metal wheels, and that'll be fine. But yeah, not a deal breaker, I don't think. The second thing we need to talk about mechanically is the locomotive, which is, of course, the power behind the whole set. The instructions recommended a maximum voltage of 10 volts, which is a little surprising, because, you know, most power packs max out at 12 volts. Certainly mine do. But it's also geared for very high speed movement. So I wouldn't... Honestly, when I went to break it in, I did my usual thing of spinning the power pack up to 50%, and this thing took off like a rocket. I really thought it was going to tip over going around the curves, so I spun the power back down to about 40%. And honestly, when I'm running it, I don't move it above 30%. You know, usually I keep it closer to 25. So yeah, I guess the unusually low maximum voltage recommendation isn't really going to be a problem, because you're sure not going to give it that much power if you want it to stay on the track around a curve. Next item of note. This didn't pick up when I was recording the videos, but the motor sound isn't like a steady sound. It's got a rhythm to it, I guess, which makes me think, and I'm no expert, but it makes me think probably a 3-pole motor that's not skew wound, just straight wound. So, you know, not the greatest, and it is a little on the loud side. I don't think it's the loudest locomotive that I have, but it's definitely up there a little. So if you like your locomotives to be whisper quiet, you may think about, I don't know, swapping the motor if you've got that kind of technical skill. I wouldn't trust myself to do that, and I don't have a soldering iron anyway. I haven't actually popped it open to look at the guts, because that'll void the warranty, and I don't like to void my warranties. So maybe next year, when the warranty is expired, I will take this locomotive apart and get a look at what makes it tick. Other than that, the LED headlight is very bright. I like it quite a lot. You might complain that it's not prototypical because it's too bright, but as I said, we're not worried about being prototypical here. I mean, there's nothing prototypical about this, and that makes it beautiful, I think. So, what else do I have to say? Oh, freewheeling. I do want to talk about that a little. Because, of course, the better a car freewheels, the easier it is for the locomotive to pull. So, I did a freewheeling test. I didn't take footage of it. I probably should have. I'll do that for my next review. Where I put each car one by one on at the top of my viaduct and just let it roll and see how far they got. Now, I don't think any of them beat my best piece of rolling stock for freewheeling, but definitely they all made it into the top 10. I was impressed, especially since they've got the plastic wheels. I didn't think they would do so well. But yeah, they did very nicely on the freewheeling. The flatbed had a little trouble. The flatbed and the caboose probably did the worst out of the set, although they still did very well, just because they're so light, so they didn't build up a lot of momentum on the slope. Granted, I tested the flatbed without the load on it. It would probably have done a little better if I put that cauldron on there. Speaking of the cauldron, that little spot where it sits is actually a pretty nice socket. So once I've got the main part taped down, I don't have to do anything with the cauldron. I just have to pull the plastic strip between the batteries and light up the LED. When I first saw the set announced, I thought the LED would be wired to pickups going into the wheels, because that's normally how lighted items work. You know, well, I say normally. I don't have too many things that light up in my collection. So I was a little surprised that it was a battery-powered LED unit. But I think there's a benefit to that, which is you have consistent brightness regardless of how much power you're running through the rails. And of course, if you have those electrical pickup wipers, that adds more drag, and it doesn't freewheel quite so well. So, I think that's all I have to say. I can't get over how good this looks. It's beautiful. Like I said, I wasn't sure how well the details would stand out, but they're really, really crisp. I haven't seen any like smears or blurs or anything. It is very, very crisply detailed, very nicely done. I want to get one of those wall-mounted racks that you can put your trains on rather than having them just in foam and boxes all the time. And when I put one of those up, this set is going to be the first thing that I put into it. Right on the top shelf, where everyone can see it, because it is beautiful. Yeah, and you know what? This tank car looks pretty nice too. It's not technically part of the review, but yeah, I like it. I like it. I will be buying more from Micro Trains. They have some things announced coming out next year that I'm interested in. So yeah, this is the first that I've acquired their products, but it certainly won't be the last that I see of them. Which means it won't be the last that you see of them on this channel, I imagine. So let me just start that video. It's about 3 minutes. I had more footage, but I chopped it down a little. Some of the footage that I took with the lights off was really dark after processing. Like, you couldn't see anything but the locomotive's LED. And that was, not what we wanted to see. I even turned I forget what even the term is. The brightness. I cranked it all the way up to max. It was still... Yeah, why am I telling you about my technical issues? I should just play the video. I'm going to mute my mic and just let it roll. Said it was going to mute my mic, but I can't stop talking for too long. I can't make myself. Hopefully this isn't too loud. I did forget to adjust the volume on the video before starting the stream, so it was cranked. So sorry about your ears if that was a little too loud. Yeah, I love the way the LED in the, well, both LEDs look. They're so good in the dark. That headlight is probably the brightest headlight on any of my locomotives. Yeah, oh, here it comes around again. On one hand, I feel like I could have put a little more from the video, but on the other hand, I didn't want it to be too short. I'm still making up my mind on my layout, so I haven't done any of the actual scenery yet. As you can see, it's just foam right now. In fact, I changed the layout after I recorded this 2 days ago. I changed it yesterday. So yeah, next time I record some footage, it'll look a little different. Well, significantly different. There's my station that I need to install the lights into and put the roof on. Although, I suppose, given that it's Halloween, it does look appropriately creepy as it is. Yeah, this is only at like 25% power or something. Maybe I had it cranked up to 30. But yeah, it's a good little mover. Like I said, maybe a little noisy. Oh, one more technical point. It does need a little time to warm up. The first couple laps around my layout, it kind of bogs down a little. You know, a lot of locomotives are like that, so that's another thing that is worth noting, but I don't consider a big problem. That's just how some locos are, you know? Certainly I have less reliable powered units in my collection, but that's not what we're going to talk about today, or probably ever. I don't like to complain too much about the things that I'm talking about, you know? If I really didn't like something, I just wouldn't discuss it, because, you know, there's only so much time that you have. So you might as well spend it on things that make you happy. Like the Wicked Night Flyer. I'm not going to reserve this to only be run on Halloween, I'll tell you that. It's too nice. It looks too good. It runs well. I'm just cycling through the slideshow again. I can't stop myself. One final note. I wanted to get the URL from the Microtrains website to point you to it, and it was gone, which surprised me a little. I mean, they have put some products out that aren't on the website anymore. I don't know if they just completely sold out or discontinued it, or if there was some other thing going on there. But it's just gone from their website. So I would say, if you have a reputable local dealer for your model train goods, check with them, see if they have a Wicked Night Flyer set. If they don't, or if you don't have a reputable local dealer like me, there's probably some websites you can find it on. Probably, maybe. Oh, I should have brought up the price. The set is $230, or was it $240? Again, I should have written this stuff down. Anyway, yeah. You know, it wasn't crazy or anything, but yeah, that's up there. I think it was worth it, but it's up there. Yeah, you got to bear that in mind. The price always needs to be borne in mind. But yeah. Overall, I'm happy with it. Not the best locomotive in the world, admittedly, but it runs fine. It pulls the train fine. And the whole set looks amazing. And yeah, that's my conclusion on the Wicked Night Flyer. If you want a really nice Halloween-themed train, see if you can track one down. And I said, well, I said that was about all I had to say, and then I said and, so now I've got to and something, but do I have to and something? No, I don't think so. I don't want to just start rambling. Yeah, this isn't the last thing I'll buy from Microtrains. I'm definitely going to pick up some more things from them. So you'll see those on this channel. Specifically, they're coming out with some War of the Worlds themed cars next year, and I think I'll jump in on that. They're producing those in both N scale and Z scale, so I guess I should pick a scale, shouldn't I? But more on that when those actually are released. Until then, this has been Restre Alk. I guess this stream was a short one, but I don't know. I didn't want to do a pre-recorded video for the review because I'm not sure my editing skills are that good. I can chop together bits of footage that I recorded on my phone, but beyond that, I'd rather do it live. But next time I'll actually write a script. And also, I should probably start playing some video games again. That'd be what you're all here for, right? I'll fire up my GameCube, play some stuff. I think next week is mostly going to be games that I haven't played on stream before. And to an extent, games that I haven't played at all before, because I'm one of those types. I accumulate video games that I never play. So might as well play them on stream. Anyway, yeah, this has been Restre Alk, and I'll see you next time. Oh, of all the things to forget on this particular stream. Happy Halloween, everybody. I hope you have a good one, and I will catch you later.